everyone, today I'm starting a series on my makeup channel that I honestly and truly never thought would happen. I have made an entire video about why I don't declutter and why it's not for me. And I stand by what I said in that video and I think it's valid. But I did have something happen that has changed my opinion a little bit for me, and that's that I'm moving, and I'm really excited about that. I live in Savannah, Georgia right now. I am moving 13 hours away to live in Ohio to do my PhD program, which I'm very excited about. But I realized I have a lot of makeup, and I love that, and I'm not trying to be a minimalist. Let me go ahead and say that. I'm not trying to be a minimalist. I'm not trying to declutter half of my collection or a third of my collection or everything and have 4 palettes. That's not my goal. But I do know that I have a lot of makeup, and I have a lot of makeup I don't love, and that doesn't bring me joy, and that's not my favorites. And so I've decided that I'm going to get rid of those things. And I have decided that I'm going to get rid of them and I'm not going to move them across the country. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to do this video, like this series every year, or I'm going to always be decluttering. That's not my goal. But I'm saying that for right now, because I am moving, I think it's important for me to declutter things I don't love. And that's what I'm going to do. The whole goal of this video is that I have things I don't love and I don't want to move them across the country. So I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm not just doing it with makeup. I'm doing it with my clothes and with a bunch of things, because moving is a pain in the butt, and the less we have to move, the better. And I did want to say, before y'all look at my declutter, I know I have a lot of makeup, but I'm not apologizing for it. I've bought 99.9% of it by myself. I've worked many jobs throughout my career as a student. I've been collecting for many years. But I also want to tell you, because I know that some people, and I'm not judging, they declutter and then they end up going shopping and they keep buying a lot more. Currently I'm on a no buy, and I don't plan on buying anything until I go on a vacation this summer. I don't want to buy things in town. I'm only going to buy things if I'm out of town and I'm on a vacation and they have like a memory with them. And I no longer subscribe to any subscription service. So a lot of the reasons why I have a bunch of makeup that I don't love is because of those reasons. And I'm not doing that. So I really am trying to be better about my makeup spending habits. So I'm not going to end up decluttering every 3 months because I keep going out and buying a ton more. So I did want to say that. And yeah, I know that I said I wouldn't do this, but things change and I've decided I'm going to. So I really hope you enjoy this. I hope that it's set up okay. I know that it's not the absolute best, but I'm doing what I can with what I have, and that's all I can do. So I hope you enjoyed this series, and let's go ahead and get into the declutter. Today's declutter video is going to be the top, well, I guess technically the second shelf drawer, of my Alex 6. And that is powders, setting sprays, primers, foundations, concealers. So this is the B4. Alright guys, so this is that drawer. Like I said, this top drawer is actually project pan items, so we're not really going to be decluttering that. Anything that's in a project pan is not going to be included in my declutter series at all. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I guess I'll start with powders just because they're right here. This is my drawer. I hope you can see it. I tried to set it up so you can at least kind of see. This is the Coty Airspun Original. I really, really like this powder. There's a ton of product. I feel like Tati made this famous. I'm going to keep that. These are my Guerlain Meteorites. I got these in November when I was in Canada. I love these. I think they're awesome. I'm going to keep that. Next, we have the RCMA No Color Powder. I have done a full review of this, and I do like it. There's a ton of product in here. Don't like the packaging like everyone says, but I'm going to keep that. I have this, ooh, there's some white powder. I have this little Winky Lux powder I got in an Ipsy bag. It's really small. It's very light, but I do like it. And it's got like some pretty decent coverage, if you can tell. So I'm going to keep that. This is the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation in the shade Golden Medium. And I don't know if you can see, this is a very yellow undertone, which does not fit me at all. I'm a neutral to cool, so I'm going to get rid of that. These pouches should go over here. Next, I have the Laura Geller Balance and Highlight. So this has a powder and a highlight. This powder is a little light for me. It's kind of probably not something I should have bought. But I don't know, maybe I can make it work, and I do really like that highlight, so I'm going to keep that. This is a little mini of the Bare Minerals in this shade Fairly Light. Well, this is my shade, so I'm going to keep that. This is the Too Faced Peach Blur Powder. This is relatively new to my collection. I really want to try the Peach Matte Powder, but I haven't been able to get my hands on it, so I got this. This is kind of a glowy powder, which I do really enjoy. I taste peach all of a sudden, maybe from opening this. And I do like it, so I'm going to keep that. This declutter is probably not going to be the best, but, you know, like I said, I don't want to get rid of things just for the sake of getting rid of things. I think that's really dumb. This is the Maybelline Master Fix Face Studio Powder. It's another one of those white kind of HD-ish powders. I love these kind of powders, so I'm going to keep that one. This is the Ulta Mineral Veil Setting Powder. That looks like a shade that would work for me. What shade is it? It doesn't say, so I don't know if it's got shades. It might just be one shade, but I'm going to try it out. I haven't tried that. This is the Tarte Smooth Operator Powder. I'm definitely going to try this. The issue with this is I don't think the full size has this packaging problem, but if you can, I don't think you can tell. There we go. There's only like 2 little dots in here, which makes it really hard to get the powder out. Again, the sifter. Okay, come on. There we go. So the packaging's not the best, but I am going to try that. Like I said, those powders are some of my favorites. I'm going to reach back here. This is the Snow White Ever After Translucent Pearl Powder. I got that. It's from Best Made Cosmetics. It is relatively new, and I actually really like it. Again, it does give me a little bit of a glow, which I like because I have normal to dry skin, so I'm going to keep that for sure. This is the Revlon Color Stay Aqua Powder. I've done a full review of this as well. You can see I've used up about half of that, and I like it. I think it's really cool. I think it's great for the summer, especially down here in the South. Maybe I'll try to finish that up before I move up to Ohio. So there we go, keeping it. This is the Revlon Age Defying Powder. You can see it did break. This used to be my favorite powder, but now I find that it just kind of makes my skin look really powdery, and I don't love it. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm probably, honestly, because I've used so much and it's so old, I'm just going to chuck that. I'm not going to put it on Poshmark. That'll go on Poshmark. Then I've got this NYX Radiant Finishing Powder. This is like a white powder, and I just was panning it, so it does have some good use in it. I don't know how I feel about it still. I haven't decided, so I'm going to keep it. I think I like it. I don't know. I like the other ones I have better. So those are my powders. I got rid of 2. Not the best, but oh well. Then I'm going to go into my concealers, which I do keep in my collection in like this little Birchbox. This is the Measurable Difference Concealer Collection Palette. I really like this. I can tell because this packaging, it's good, but it's obviously not really airtight. I can tell that they are getting a little bit drier. I think, you know, eventually they're going to get too dried out, but so far I like it. You can see I do have pan in this shade. Some of these darker shades I'll probably never use. I like this taupe as a cream contour. I like these orangey shades as like a corrector, but again, I'm sure there's gonna be a time where I can't use these shades, but for now I can, and I like it. This is the CoverGirl and Olay Concealer Balm. I really like the way this feels. I think it's cool. It's too dark. This is the shade Light Medium. Let's swatch it. Yeah, it's really too dark for me. I don't think I'm ever going to get that dark even in the summer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to Poshmark that, but I feel like that's in decent enough condition. There's enough of that. I'm going to give it to John's family. If you don't know, which I don't think you do, John is Filipino, or he's half Filipino, but his family is also, they're full Filipino. So they have a deeper skin tone than I do. This is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Concealer. I really like this, but it clogs my pores and breaks me out, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. This is the CoverGirl Tre'Stique Foundation. This is too light for me, and it's really drying. It doesn't work for me, and I'm going to get rid of that. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin little sample I recently purchased. So far, I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep that. This is the NYX HD foundation or concealer in green. I like a green color corrector, so I'm going to keep that guy. Then I have the Maybelline Fit Me. I have the shade 15 Fair, and I like it. I think it's good, so I'll keep it. Kat Von D Locket. This is a little bit thick, but I like it, so I'll keep it. And the Benefit Boing. I'm so close to using this guy up. Honestly, this shade is probably a little too deep for me. but I want to use it up, so I'm going to keep it. There we go. Alright, I've got this little like foundation card sampler. These two are too dark for me, but I can still use these lighter ones, so I'm going to keep that. Try it out. That's for the Stylist Day All Day. And while we're doing samples, I have a bunch here. This is the YSL Touche Éclat in the shade Sand, which is probably going to be too dark. And this is the shade Santa Fe Medium 2 of the NARS All Day Luminous. That's not going to work for me either. The Guerlain Lingerie de Peau in the shade Light. That'll work. And then I have a bunch of these, what do you call them? Too Faced Born This Way. And these are all in light shade, so I can try that too. I just know I'm not going to be able to use those other shades. And again, John's Family is a deeper skin tone than I am. So let's go on to, I guess, foundations. I have this Pond's Luminous Finish BB Cream. This has a lot of good coverage. I have the shade Light, and again, it's almost too light for me. But I have like a neutral, almost gray undertone, I find. And this does too, and it's got a like really decent coverage. So I am going to keep that. You can tell it actually like blends in really nicely. This is one of my favorites. This is the Dr. Jart Gold Label BB Beauty Balm. I haven't tried the other colored labels. I don't really know the difference, but this gold label is awesome, and I'm going to keep that for sure. This is the Tarte Guard SPF 20, the shade Light. Yeah, I'll keep that. This is another thing I really love. This is the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB Cream. Unlike the other two, the Pond's and the Dr. Jart, this doesn't have the best coverage, but I really like it for my lighter coverage days. It blends in nicely. Big fan keeping that. Okay, this is the Becca Radiant Skin Satin Finish in the shade Buttercup. This is too dark and definitely very yellow, if I remember correctly. And I was intrigued because it said satin finish, and I'm like, well, that's just never, ever going to match me. Even if I get a tan. Hold on, I'm sorry. No, it's just not going to work. So, grab my little thingy so I can wipe that off. But, alright, so that'll probably go on Poshmark. Then we've got this little Aero Energized Universal Skin Tint. I'll keep that. It worked well. This I wore the other day. This is the Neutrogena Nourishing Long Wear Makeup in the shade 20. This shade matches me, and I think I like it. I'm kind of still playing with it. I recently got this from Influencer. I've heard that it doesn't have the best reviews. This is the Marc Jacob Shameless Foundation. I like it. This is the shade Light R230, and that works for me, so I'll keep that. Ooh, I don't like this. This is the Body Shop Foundation in the shade 02. It's very yellow, and it creases really bad. It looks like paint, so nope. This is the Hourglass Vanish Stick. I don't love this as much as some people, but I do like it, so I'm going to keep it. And then I have the Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation in the shade 150 Buff. This looks really good on my skin, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have the Revlon Color Stay Makeup in this shade. This is like 330. Is that right? I don't remember. This is when I first started, yeah, 330 Natural Tan. I first started getting into makeup, and I had no idea what shade I was, so nope. Then you can see I have the Almay Wake Me Up. I really like this foundation, but I bought this shade 60, and then I went to 10. They're both very pink toned, which works for me. I'm going to keep 10 and get rid of 60, because that's just never going to work. Then, let's see. I have the Clinique Chubby in the Nude in the shade Intense Ivory. Love this. This shade works really well for me. Going to keep that. This is sad, but I have to be honest with myself. I love this foundation. It's the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation. I really like it. This is in the shade 320 Natural Beige. Never going to work for me. So I'm going to get rid of that. But I'd like to have that in a better shade for me. This is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance in Classic Ivory. I've used up a decent amount of this, and I think I like it. So I'm going to keep that. And then we have the Makeup Forever HD Foundation in the shade 117, which I think works for me. So I'll keep that. Oh, and then the last thing is this Almay Smart Shade Liquid Makeup. I used to love this. Is this even still good? Let me shake it and see. I think so, yeah. It's one of those that like comes out white and then the pigment develops onto your skin. So I'm gonna keep that. Okay. So those are all of my foundations. I got rid of an okay amount. Again, like I said, this is not gonna be the best declutter, but my goal is not to get rid of a ton of stuff, it's just to get rid of what I don't like. So now we're gonna go into primers, I think. Oh wait, I got another foundation back here I totally forgot about. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear on the Go. I think this was not, like, this is really expensive. It's like $45. I got this with Ipsy points. I do like it. I think it's a little thick for me, but I'm still playing with it. But this is a lot more than like the normal bottle foundation, and you get less. So I wouldn't purchase that, but I have it, so I'm going to try it. Now we have my primers, and I have a lot more than I thought I did. Oh wait, this is a foundation. Is this the only foundation? Is this really the last one? It is. This is the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation. I'd love to try this, but this is too deep for me. Okay. Now primers. Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Base. As you can tell, I really love that. Keeping that. This is the e.l.f. HD Mattifying Balm. I think I've used it once. I don't remember. I think I did like it actually, even though I have normal to dry skin. So I'm going to keep that. Laura Mercier. I forgot I had this. Foundation Primer and Radiance. I really like this one. I've tried it before. So I'll keep that. That's a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I know a lot of people said this gave them a white cast. I didn't find that. Whoops. But I'm going to keep it. So there we go. This is the BoxyCharm Liquid Glow. I tried this as a liquid highlight, but it was too deep, and it also just, I find that with liquid highlights, they end up getting like all over my cheek instead of just staying in like the highlight area. So I'm going to get rid of that. I don't love that. This is the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This is one of my favorite primers. Super spendy, but I love it. This is the Ordinary High Spreadability Fluid Primer. I do like this. I don't love this packaging for a primer. I think it's not necessarily the most efficient, but I like that primer and I'll keep it. This is the Ipkin Color Correcting Primer in green. I have a lot of redness in my skin, so I'm excited to play with that. I got that recently in a Birchbox, but I'm going to keep it. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base. It's fine. I'll keep it. This is the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer. This is like, some people use it as a highlight. I think it's way too faint for that, so I'm going to use it as like an illuminating primer. And then I've got 3 more. I've got the Benefit Professional Keeping. I enjoy that. And then they have the Professional Pearl, which I was really excited about because I have normal to dry skin, but I also like a pore filling primer, so I thought I could use this like all over the face. So I'm going to keep that. And then we have the Maybelline Baby Skin. I used this the other day as well because I wanted to make sure that it still worked. And I do like it. Alright. And then we've got 3 setting sprays, and I think that's it. Okay. This is the Maybelline Master Fix. I like it. I'm going to keep that. This is the MAC Fix Plus. Again, I don't have very much of it, but I like it, and I'm going to keep that. The Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. This is a little sample. I know a lot of people say this makes their skin feel sticky, but I'm going to keep it. And last but not least, the Avène Eau Thermale. I know you might think, hey, you just pay on one of those. This is another one. And I don't like this as much. I think that it is just like water, and I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so that is my primer, foundation, concealer drawer. I'm going to go ahead and put everything back, and then I'll count everything, and I'll let you know how I ended up doing. Alright, so this is the final look of my drawer. It's still a little messy, but you can see almost every single thing. Once I finish up that Stila, like, big card sample, I think it'll be even better. And those are all of my foundation samples. I took out the concealer little thing, and so those are my concealers. So we've got setting sprays, primers, foundations along the bottom, powders over here, concealers. So hopefully that makes sense. I did end up keeping 58 items, and that does include each individual sample. I didn't count that as 4, but I counted that as 1. So that is 58 items. And up here, I got rid of 15, which means I got rid of about 20% of my collection. So I'm not too upset about that. I know I wouldn't get any use out of that. A lot of that will be on Poshmark in case you want to get anything, which will be linked below. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please leave any questions, requests, suggestions, comments down below. Talking to y'all is one of my favorite things, and I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, with that, I'll just see you all real soon. Bye.